Our thought for today is March 25th, the feast day of the Annunciation, which means there's only 9 more shopping months till Christmas. In 1929, a little baby was born and to a Catholic mother and an anti-Catholic father. Even though this Catholic mother only had a 6th grade education before she left school to work, she was a strong Catholic, and even though her husband would not allow the baby to be baptized, and after 1, 2, perhaps 3 years, finally the mother decided to go down and talk to the priest, unbeknownst to the father of the baby. So the mother explained the situation, that she was Catholic, her husband would not allow the baby to be baptized, but what could he do? The priest baptized that baby. Of course, there were no godparents, so he got the associate pastor to be the godfather and the parish secretary to be the godmother. Well, years later, in fact, that little baby grew up to be my dad, and years later he was looking for his baptismal certificate, and he happily discovered that he was baptized on March 25th, the feast day of the Annunciation. So when I came along in the middle of March 1963, I too was baptized on March 25th, today, 59 years ago today. What's interesting with my dad, he was able to go to Catholic grade school and Catholic high school, and when you look at his report cards, his 2 worst subjects were religion and music. So God does have a wonderful sense of humor. Today we celebrate this great day of the Annunciation, and we just prayed the Angelus as we walked in. I encourage you to pray the Angelus at least once a day, perhaps every day at noon, or maybe when you wake up. It's a beautiful prayer to wake up to, or before you go to sleep at night. And think of those words that the angel of the Lord declared unto Mary, and she conceived by the Holy Spirit. So the angel Gabriel was the great announcer of this message from God. And then how does Mary respond? Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord. Behold, I am the servant, the slave of the Lord. Let it be done to me according to your word. So Our Lady does everything according to God's word, in obedience to God's will. That's why the last recorded words in Scripture of Our Lady is, do whatever he tells you. As Our Lady had always done whatever God told her during her life, she tells us, his disciples, to do whatever Jesus tells us. Then the Angelus says, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. Imagine that. Today we celebrate the Incarnation. Yesterday was the birthday anniversary of Dr. Warren Carroll, the founder of Christendom College, an agnostic that became a Catholic and founded Christendom. His wife founded Seton High School in Manassas. And Dr. Carroll said the 2 most important things in history: the Incarnation happened and truth exists. There is objective truth, truth exists, and the Incarnation happened, that the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. So that is the most important event in all of human history, when God became flesh in the womb of the Blessed Virgin Mary. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. He became our Emmanuel, God with us. The Annunciation was really a peace treaty between God and the human race. The human race had sinned and fell through Adam and Eve, and yet now God was wanting to reconcile humanity to himself. And so the first time when God created our parents, he created Adam first, and from Adam came forth Eve from Adam's side. That didn't work out too well. They fell, they sinned. So now the reversal of the fall, God creates this incredible new Eve, Mary, the Immaculate Conception, and then from her would come forth the new Adam, the second Adam, who would redeem the world with the humanity that Our Lady gave him. Mary gave Jesus a human nature. Mary gave God a human nature. And it was through that human nature that Jesus would suffer, go through his passion, his death, and resurrection. So it was through the incarnation of God the Son, the second person of the Blessed Trinity, who became man in the womb of the Blessed Mother, who took on a human nature, who assumed a human nature, truly God and truly man, who would go to the cross for our salvation with the body that Our Lady gave him, with the human nature that Our Lady gave him. Our Lady was free when she gave her consent. She was not forced to do it. She willingly participated in our salvation and our redemption. They say that really all humanity hung in the balance. What would happen? Would she say yes? And thanks be to God, she said yes and gives us the greatest gift of all in our life, who is our Lord Jesus Christ. So this peace treaty called the Annunciation had two parties. One was angelic, the other was human. The angel Gabriel was the messenger of God. I remember growing up, the ambassador, when I was a kid, the most famous one was Henry Kissinger. Remember Henry Kissinger? He would be sent to be an ambassador. God sent his ambassador, the angel Gabriel, to Mary, and representing himself, angel Gabriel represented God's peace treaty. Mary represented all of us. And thanks be to God, Mary said, "Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord, let it be done to me according to that word." She gave the angel what we call in Latin her fiat. There are two great fiats in the Bible. When God created the world, the light, he said, "Fiat lux, let there be light." So God created the human race and all mankind and the universe by saying fiat lux. Fiat means let it be done. Yes. And the other great fiat is in Luke, where Mary said, "Fiat, let it be done unto me according to thy word." Of course, we know that the word fiat is a little Italian car, right? The fiat. That's why they say Mary had to walk to the visitation. She had already given her fiat to the angel. So Mary is the new Eve. Notice the first Eve was filled with pride, disobedience, and sin. The new Eve, Mary, filled with humility, obedience, and life. So it's Mary's faith, Mary's yes, that gives us the divine life, Jesus Christ, and that is the great event we celebrate today. As the opening prayer said, that God humbled himself to share in our humanity. That is the incarnation. That's what this feast day is all about. When God became a little baby in Mary's womb, an embryo, a fetus in Mary's womb, that God shared our humanity. Why? So we can share in his divinity, that we can share the divine life. And that's what happens to us in baptism. Original sin is washed away, and we receive the divine life within our soul. Sanctifying grace. What is that? It is the very life of God, the divine life, that God wants to live and have grow within us. That is the divine life. So that's what today's feast day is all about, that God became incarnate and it took upon himself a human nature so that we may share in God's own life and have a share in his own divine nature. Let me just end with one of my dad's songs called "Mary's My Morning Sun." And he writes, "Mary's my morning sun, she warms my day. She meets the mist of night and smiles it away. Until that moment, life's day is done. Mary's my morning sun, Mary's my morning sun. Mary's my silver moon, she lights my sky. She tints the dark with joy till night passes by. And when it's darkest, she shines like noon. Mary's my silver moon, Mary's my silver moon. Mary's my guiding star, she'll always be. I chart my course by her on life's stormy sea. I know I'll never veer very far. Mary's my guiding star, Mary's my guiding star. Mary's my rainbow's end, she's sure to hold a fortune there for me, more precious than gold. Jesus, her treasure, all mine to spend. Mary's my rainbow's end, Mary's my rainbow's end." So now let us join Pope Francis, all the